So I made a video about 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, and it was regarding AI and how AI is going to transform the entire IT industry and so forth, so on. And back then it seemed like science fiction. Although 10 years ago, obviously we had AI, but it wasn't widely used or adopted by the general public, and it did not have enough data or information fed to it for it to become what it is today. And so the reason I'm making this video is in two part. The first part is I was involved in software services industries, which I personally see that AI is going to, for the most part, shut down the software services industry. And the reason being is because some of that I know personally, let's say top engineers right now, they figured it out real quick. And we're talking engineers that have been around for 20, 30 years. They've subscribed to some of the top level AI tools. ChatGPT is just publicly known. There's a lot of AI tools out there, and they're having AI do their work. And so it's just a matter of time before corporations figure out that their internal departments can do it instead of outsourcing and making millions off of it. And it's IT as an industry is very fresh. It's young. It's only like a 30, 40 year industry compared to some industries that have been around for hundreds of years. And ITs in the past only 40 years has made such tremendous shifts and changes that it's inevitable. This is going to happen. There's no doubt about it. And then that brings me to the second point is crypto, Bitcoin. We don't think about this from a logical standpoint. 15% of Bitcoin is owned by 30 individuals or companies, corporations. Some individuals will have companies or corporations, but about 30 individuals combined, so, to include a corporation, owns 15% of Bitcoin. To put this in even more dangerous perspective, 1,000 wallets owns 50% of Bitcoin. 1,000. There's over 200 million plus wallets. This is public knowledge. This is fact. This is not just me spewing something out. You can go check this out. And so, and individuals and corporations or companies can own multiple wallets. So of that 1,000, it is a very narrow gap of who actually really owns Bitcoin. And I'm not saying this because here recently Bitcoin fell 10, 15, 20, $30,000 in the past few weeks. That's nothing strange for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's still going to grow. And it's going to grow until there is a bubble. And once individuals who own, there are individuals that own literally close to, if not over, 1 million Bitcoin, which is insane. Once somebody has a roundtable meeting or a policy changes or something happens, an individual pulls back, the general public cannot afford to bounce back from it because they don't have the finances. That's the first thing. Then the general public doesn't think like the top, let's say, 50 most richest individuals or corporations that own all the Bitcoin, uh, and they won't be able to afford. It's going to be a big scarce. It's going to be a big a big rush for your money, right? And so this is definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's not will it happen. It is definitely going to happen, and a lot of people will lose their money. A lot of people will lose their money, but the rich will get rich because they're the ones that control it. All right. So as far as crypto, I do see it to be the future. We're slowly paper money is this the dissipating, and I seen this. I live in Europe, as I traveled to the States recently, and when I was in the States, I tried to use dollars, and it was strange. Like there's places you can't even use paper money anymore, right? And so, what do I see as far as the future? It's definitely altcoins because certain companies, individuals, products, they can make their own coin. You can invest into it, and a lot of them are trash. Some of them are scam, and so forth, so on. But it's something that the general public can't afford, and for the most part, can control. We do see certain coins who are obviously worth like $1, two, three, maybe $100, where some major players that are invested into Bitcoin have invested into, and those coins are also dangerous because they keep them under their control as well too. And so, me as somebody that's invested into, let's say, at the moment crypto, I am mindful of who is, if I can have insight, obviously sometimes it's not public knowledge, but I am mindful of who is involved into it. What's the volatility? Can I bounce back from it? Can you lose your money from it? But from what I see, and everybody's uh, putting Bitcoin that it's going to go up to 1 million, and it could. There is a big possibility, and it's dangerous because the fall is going to be even greater, and it's going to happen. Like there's no doubt about it. And same thing with software development. Like once large major corporations figure out that they can use tools and they can use their internal department that is not, they can use engineers that have only a few years experience, and by using tools they can outperform individuals who have been in IT as programmers, as engineers, as developers, as data scientists for 20, 30 years. It is possible. They're already doing it. There are engineers right now that I'm obviously I'm not going to name them. Some of them, if they see this video, they'll know it. But they're working in corporations for other corporations where they're using tools, their AI tools. All they're doing is they're subscribed, and the tools are doing their jobs. But they know how to use the tools, right? They've been around for a while, and so they know how to use it. But once this catches up, there's going to be a major shift in software services development across obviously regions that use them, which is China, Eastern Europe, India, uh, Russia is still a big part of it. Obviously, they do it under the radar through various shell companies and so forth, so on. But these are some of the shifts that will definitely happen. I made a video, it's on YouTube 10 years ago, about AI, that we're going to arrive to the moment that we have arrived. It seemed a little bit maybe funny 10 years ago, but what the statements I'm making now, it is a lot of it's fact, and a lot of it actually, even especially when it comes to crypto, has to do with human greed. Somebody at some point is going to pull the plug, and wants to top, let's say, 50 people. It doesn't even have to be everybody. It can be 20, 30 individuals follow along. The general public is going to feel it, and they're going to feel it very, very bad, and that's going to definitely happen. And so that's just a little bit thought and insight for now.